We start tonight with a question that we've borrowed from Radio 4. Can a car ever be art? Most experts on the subject say no, but then most experts haven't clapped eyes on Alfa Romeo's latest creation.
It's called the 8C, and I think it's quite simply the best-looking car ever made. It's not dramatic. It's not groundbreaking. From some angles, it's not even desperately pretty.
Mind you, as Francis Bacon once said, there is no beauty that hath not some strangeness about its proportions. And he's right, whoever he is. I mean, look at Keira Knightley. She's just an ironing board with a face. And she works.
So does this. With its long nose and short tail, it's as classically correct as a Ferrari Daytona. Or a Georgian's house. You probably expect the noise it makes to be classical too, like a cello being played by an angel in a pillow of honey. No. Sadly, only 500 8Cs have been made, so it's very unlikely you'll ever see one. But if one passes within 20 miles, trust me, you'll hear it. Some cars have tuned exhausts, so the noise they make is as fake as a hooker's smile. But this sounds real, this sounds fantastic.
Let's do it on the overrun.
So, it looks gorgeous and it sounds amazing. And on top of that, it's an Alfa Romeo.
And if I can liken the whole global car industry to the human body, Toyota is the brain, Aston Martin is the face, Cadillac is the stomach.
And Alfa Romeo, as we discovered last week, that's the heart and soul. So what is it then, this £110,000 car? Well, at the front, there's a 450 horsepower, 4.7-litre version of Maserati's V8. The gearbox, in true Alfa tradition, is at the back. The Ferrari seats are carbon fibre. Most of the car, in fact, is carbon fibre, so it weighs less than a Mitsubishi Evo. You might imagine, then, that it's very fast. They say it'll get from 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, and that its top speed is 182.
I think they could have made it faster than that. But then it would have been faster than a Ferrari, and in Italy that's a bit of a social no-no. That'd be like vomiting on the Pope. Sorry.
So, what about the handling? It should be good. The weight distribution is bang on, there's a low centre of gravity, it's even got a limited slip diff. Add all this together and the overall result is terrible.
The steering feels wooden, and the suspension feels like it's made from old tea bags. Here comes some sacrilege. It feels like a Mustang. And then there's the flappy paddle gearbox. I don't really like any of them, but this one really is a bit ESN. And you know the worst thing? You're driving along and then your foot gets jammed underneath the brake pedal. And you know what? I don't really care about any of these things because buying this car for its dynamic abilities is like buying a porn film for its plot.
I don't care either that it has a ridiculous boot, or that it has no back seat, or that the steering wheel's in the wrong place. I wouldn't care if the seats had spikes in them and the sat-nav had Tourette's.
I don't even care about the price. I mean, somebody recently paid £17.2 million for this fat woman on a sofa. And which would you rather? 153 of those or an enormous cleaning lady? And man from the Tate Gallery told me the other day that a car can never be art, because for something to be art, it can have no purpose other than itself, no function.
Oh, look at this. It doesn't drive very well. It's not been built with much care. And it is hopelessly impractical. What Alpha has built, then, is not a car. It's a centerfold. What Alpha has built is 14 feet of art.
Look at it. Look at that, James. I have to admit, you're right. It does work better as a poster.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Lamborghini Countach.
This should really be supplied with 4 pieces of blue tack on it, so you can stick it to the wall, because that's where it belongs. Anyway, we must now find out how fast it goes round our track, and that, of course, means handing it over to our tame racing driver. Some say his droppings have been found as far north as York. And that he has a full-size tattoo of his face on his face. All we know is he's called the Stig. And he's off. Global warming means it's super wet out there today. The poster's going to get very soggy. Very gingerly into the first corner. Back end, is that lurching a wee bit through there? It looks like it is. But of course, the Stig's got it under control nicely.
I can see Daniel waving goodbye.
Stig still loving Daniel. Surprised the Daily Mail haven't picked up on that. Ooh, very sideways coming out of Chicago, coming out to Hammerhead now. This could be quite understeery through here in this weather. Nope, the Stig has used a hoof full of throttle to cure that. Look at that driving. Impressive stuff.
God, it looks like Daniel.
Right, now the follow-through. Let's see how much you can open it up here. On this lake where the track used to be. There's the tyres. Where is he? Oh, finally he gets there. And opening it up now on the main straight toward the... 2 corners left, very twitchy. Stig earning his raw pork treats today. He's going through Gamble and got all over the shop and across the line.
Look at the clue here, how well it did.
We look here. In similar conditions, the Mercedes SL55 did a 1:33.2, okay? The Alpha, 1:38.2. It's just right down there. That's one of the slowest cars we've ever put around there. But think of it this way: as posters go, it is quicker than that tennis girl scratching her arse.
Right, the news. Now, we were sent a picture this week of a biker caught in Holland, I think it was, doing 137 kilometres an hour. And, well, here's the picture. It kind of tells its own story. There's one key thing there. He's not on it.
Interestingly, he wasn't prosecuted because he claimed he wasn't riding the bike at the time of the event.
What did he claim he was actually doing, though?
Well, he said he was washing it and it fell over.
Yeah, and it slipped and we sort of accelerated and kept building speed.
There's a Top Gear top tip here, actually. If you're driving along, OK, see a speed camera, no chance of slowing down, leap out. Yeah. Don't do that if you're a coach driver.
No.
Now, as you know, we get quite a few letters of complaints on Top Gear, and a lot of them are from communists and hippies, obviously, so we just ignore them. Anyway, look, last week, OK, we thought nobody would be watching because that epic tennis match was on, which...
We were all watching.
Which we were watching, yeah. Anyway, it turns out that one person was watching Top Gear, and boy, is he an eagle-eyed chap.
Eagle-eyed chap isn't what you called him when his letter arrived, mate.
No, I called him something smaller and fruitier than that.
Yes.
Nevertheless, he says, OK, he was watching the show and I was driving an Alfa Romeo along the road, and he says, and he hasn't just complained to the BBC, he's complained to the police about this, that I clipped a double white line. Well, here's the footage.
I mean, it's...
That bloke should have been at Wimbledon, actually, with those sort of crossing the white line spotting skills.
Anyway, it does appear I'm banged to rights, and, you know, I think apologies where apologies are necessary. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I'm normally very fastidious about that sort of thing, but there we are, a mistake. Good job I'm not a brain surgeon. Now, are there any mothers here? Yes? Well, Fiat has decided you need patronising. So, they've come up with a limited edition version of the Panda. We've got a picture of it here.
Why is this for mothers?
Because it's called the Panda Mammy. And they've given it an orange interior and a purple exterior to match your varicose veins.
This is a really big boot that it's embarrassed about.
Yeah. And its airbags are 2 feet lower down on a normal model. What are they going to do next? A Fiat recently divorced father? The sat-nav that only goes to the zoo.
That's a good idea, actually, because I've got a Fiat Panda, and I've also got a very young nephew and a young niece, so they could bring out the Panda unsuitable uncle. which has just sort of got a very sharp kitchen knife left lying around.
I went on the internet this week.
Oh, God.
And I found this. It is just pure pornography. Look at it.
It's Phil, look at it.
That is a convertible version of the Alfa Romeo 8C that I was driving a few minutes ago. That is gorgeous, though, isn't it? Do you think that's gorgeous?
Great news!
What?
The Dacia Sandero. I've got a new picture.
Ooh. Anyway, I think we've had more signposts sent in this week. You know, we're having this campaign to get rid of unnecessary signposts at the side of the road.
We had one in. Well, imagine if you're driving along thinking, these roadworks ahead look really complicated. I hope they put some signs up to simplify it all for me. Well, they have. There you go, that's made it all. Now I know what I'm... What is...
My particular favourite from the week is this one. As opposed to, what, gradual gunfire.
Here's mine.
Some bloke nailed that to the post, stood back and said, yes, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, it could be in the other direction.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like a... Yes.
Anyway, right, Boris Johnson. Hey, Boris Johnson, as I'm sure you know, has announced this week that the London congestion charge will not, as Ken Livingstone suggested, be going up to £25 a day. He's keeping it at £8. Boris has got a round of applause. However, in the interest of political balance, I do have a complaint about Boris, because he said when he was campaigning he was going to get rid of the bendy buses, didn't he? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what's the delay?
Well, hang on, give him a chance.
Well, how long's he been in office now?
2 months.
Exactly.
2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time me. Right, I've got a phone. Hang on. Ready? Go. Is that Reg Varney? Right, you know those big long buses with elastic in the middle? Get them off the road. Don't send them out ever again. Sell them to the Belgians or someone, all right? Was that 2 months?
8 seconds.
8 seconds. Come on, Boris, hurry up! That's sorted that one out. Good.
Hey, Audi's bought a photocopier.
No.
Yes! No, it's bear with me, it's a really good one. Because what they did was put the Q7, you know, the big thing, Q thing they've got, they put that through their new photocopier at 75% and made this the Q5, which is a whole new Audi, you see? It's just exactly the same. It really is.
Seriously, is that a new car?
No, it's a
Which
new
one's
car.
the blue one?
This
the blue
one is the
one's
new
5?
one. It's about 75% the size of that one.
Have your mum and dad got a photocopier?
What? Oh. Yes, and it was stuck at 60%.
60?
Yes, moving on. Thank you.
Now, look, I want to talk about the new Ferrari, California. Here it is. And that, I think, is the first Ferrari ever with a front-mounted V8.
You think?
Yeah.
We don't want to say that sort of thing in public. You'll have the Ferrari Owners Club coming round to your house in their Mondials. Mr. So-called celebrity, so-called May. Surely you remember the B3684-B from 1956.
They will, mate.
Oh, they're an adenoidal bunch of angry young men.
None of them are...
Mostly angry because they haven't actually got Ferraris.
Precisely
A
right.
polo shirt with Ferrari on it.
No, I'm going to say that is the first Ferrari in the company's history with a front-mounted V8.
That's
Brave thing to say. I'm going to say something else brave now. You ready? That's not very good looking.
You're right.
I think it isn't, is it?
And do you know something else? There hasn't been a good-looking Ferrari since the 355. They're all just not... we all think they're good-looking
Because they're Ferraris.
Exactly, but they're not good-looking enough. I'll tell you what it's like. You know, who's that girl in Sex and the City?
Well,
Sarah Jessica... She's another one. Well, she must be pretty, you know. She looks like a boiled horse. Right, that's the end of the news. Oh, wait a minute. Check my flies. You know how eagle-eyed our viewers are.
No, not that eagle-eyed.
What?
Not that eagle-eyed.
Very witty. Now, this is a Datsun 120Y, OK? And the company that created it has now brought out a follow-up model. It's not coming to Britain until next year, but the follow-up to this, frankly, I couldn't wait. So last month, I went all the way to Japan to try it there.
This is what I've come to see. The 193-mile-an-hour Nissan GTR. It's a very far cry from the old 120Y. Its engine, for instance, is made in a hermetically sealed lab to ensure the components don't microscopically expand while it's being assembled. Its tyres are filled with pure nitrogen because normal air is considered too unstable. No one has ever made a car this way before. The world's motoring press is hailing it as the prow of the good ship Progress, a £53,000 turbocharged four-wheel drive rocket ship which redefines the way we think about automotive speed.
Plainly, the best way for us to test this
incredible car is for one of our Top Gear racers. But to do that, my colleagues would have had to have come out here as well.
Hello. Here's what we've got in store. A race starting here, where we are now on the western seaboard, right across Japan, that's 400 miles, to a mountain here at Noko. I'm out. There.
Yeah, where there is a statue to the Buddha of road safety.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to be using the most efficient public transport network in the world.
And most of the time, we're going to be on the 200-mile-an-hour bullet train.
Oh, very nice bullet train.
Yes.
Right, and I'm going to be taking them on in the GTR.
Which is a Datsun,
Yeah, on roads with a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit.
where there's a policeman every 200 yards.
Yes, and you're going to have to drive through Tokyo, which is the most congested city on Earth.
Honestly, a piece of cake in this
You've had it.
And so, at precisely 11 minutes past 8 in the morning, the race began.
Thank you.
Look at them. They look like ramblers.
We now had 25 minutes to get into town, find the station, and catch our first train.
Those two have got so many different connections to make, so many different forms of transport to go on. The chances of them making it without making a single mistake are nil. And if they do make a mistake, that's it.
You seen these manhole covers?
No.
They're fantastic.
A boy from Birmingham and a man with no sense of direction in Japan won't win. The end.
There we go.
Well, what? You don't know what
No,
that
no, but there's a
says.
red dot. I think that must mean you are here. Look, the ice skating man with the picnic table.
Yeah, but that's a man on skis playing the harp next to it, which probably doesn't mean trade safe.
I want to adjust the scale on the sat-nav, but it's all in Japanese. And I daren't touch it in case it all just goes off, and then I'd be doomed!
Konnichiwa. The station.
Thing is, you see, all Japanese cars...
この先、車線規制があります。注意して走行してください。
Help!
To deal with the language problems, we'd all been given speaking translator machines, and at the station, we fired ours up. We'll just ask for just sake, yeah?
Ticket.
This isn't going to take long. He knows you want a ticket. It's a ticket office.
That's a good point,
He's not
actually.
going to assume you're asking for shoes.
この席は空いていますか？
So that's wrong. That was, is this seat taken? How do I go back? Forgotten.
It can't be difficult. Sorry.
Now, the road has opened up. Here we go.
Don't try and match the symbols. I know you are.
Okay, I've got a 3.8-litre twin-turbocharged V6 engine which produces... Actually, I've no idea how much horsepower because each one is handmade. This would say it's around 470 brake horsepower, but an American magazine tested the one they had and it was producing 507 horsepower.
Morning.
It's like being in a black and white film.
Morning.
But the best thing about it is that each gearbox is tailored to work with a specific engine. This one wouldn't work in any other GTR. Not even NASA do that with the space shuttle.
You're not just hanging around on this platform. Because look, there's a line. You have to walk through the lines onto the train.
What a brilliant looking train.
Okay, here we go. The motorway network. Now we can be a bullet car.
The Datsun would cross Japan by motorway, go through the center of Tokyo, under Tokyo Bay, and up a mountain road to the finish line. We would take 4 trains and a bus to the bay, cross it on a ferry, and then get to the finish on a cable car. Our route was almost 150 miles longer, but we would have no jams or delays. 87% of normal trains in Japan are on time, but for them, being late is anything over a minute behind time. So that's a late train if it's a minute. But in the UK, to be late, it's got to be over 10 minutes late. And if trains are late, you get a free rail journey. So if this is late, we don't pay, and we get a little pass that explains to your employer why you're late. He's had it.
There are a lot of speed cameras on the motorways, but they put signs up saying it's in 300 metres, 200 metres, 100 metres, there it is. The only trouble is, the signs are all in Japanese.
However, I'd come up with a cunning plan.
In Japan, a simple photograph of the number plate isn't enough. They have to also have a photograph of the face. They have to know who was driving. So what I've done is I've made this. It's a Bill Oddie face mask. So he's going to be sitting in a badger hole somewhere, and he's going to be collecting points in Japan on his license. Hammond.
Yes.
Was your train late?
No, nothing's late. They left for the second on time. You've had it. We're going. We're on the way.
They're being shouted at.
Hang on, mate. There's a man shouting at me. What? Oh, mate, I've got to go.
I like it when there's an emergency like that in his voice. Gotta go. It means something's gone wrong in his world.
I think it might be rude to use the telephone in the train.
Unable to talk to my rivals, I started to fiddle with the GTR's buttons.
All the graphics on this system were done by the same company that does the graphics for the Gran Turismo PlayStation game. This is amazing. It's engine oil temperature, water temperature, engine oil pressure, boost. And that one gives me my acceleration and braking in G. Steering G, there it is.
これの値段はいくらですか？
250円。
I can't understand the answer.
So exactly, it's pointless.
That's the problem.
2 fried eggs, that's not what I want.
I do that. Oh, yeah, that was... Yeah, sorry, officer, I was trying to get half a G while changing lane. Speed camera coming up. There we are.
As James and Richard trundled towards Kyoto, I was hurtling up the west coast of Japan. Or was I?
I'm definitely in Switzerland. I've gone wrong. Somehow I've gone through North Korea, Russia, Poland, Germany, and I'm in Switzerland. How have I done that?
The mountains were staggering, but sadly I couldn't look because the Japanese had tunneled through every single one of them.
Finally, I'm out of the tunnel. I can't... Sunlight! It's gone again.
2 hours into the race, and our train, bang on time, was already 2/3 of the way to Kyoto. But Jeremy, however, things weren't going so smoothly. Hello?
Oh, get out of the way, man! Come on! Come on! What are you doing?
So you're just in a traffic jam?
Hammond, there's a man driving at 9 miles an hour. There's no wonder China's going to overtake you as the dominant industrial power if you drive at that speed. Hello?
Don't tell me it's the biggest drama ever to befall a car jam.
It actually is, yes.
Predicting the traffic would wind me up, the Top Gear office had provided me with a calming new age CD, the 100 Best Whale Songs.
No, not roadworks.
Besides the whale music, the office had also given me a packed lunch.
These are crabs. You see that? Real little crab. Shell, legs.
Meanwhile, we had arrived at Kyoto Station, where we'd switched to the bullet train. Let's follow everybody else.
We have got to get a bit of a move on, because it's 11:10, and our train goes at 11:32.
Getting a move on, though, wasn't easy.
There's a ticket machine. Tickets.
That's it. Designation 3.
Yeah.
Right.
No, what? There's millions of them.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know
I
either.
don't know what any of this means.
This, see the little Indian fellow on the top? This is lemonade curry flavour.
Eventually, we had our tickets. And then Richard announced that he was hungry.
I don't like any of that. I won't like those. Certainly won't like that.
That is just a fish, lightly killed, and then put in a bag. The marvellous thing is that Richard Hammond won't be able to enjoy any of this, because he won't eat anything unless it's come from a burger van on the A38. I don't like cheese, it's full of bacteria, and I don't like fish.
Mate, it's all fish.
Yeah, it's good for you.
I don't like fish.
Well, you've come to the wrong country.
Speed camera.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is it Does it look like that?
Look, they call it the duck-billed platypus.
Well, they're not joking, are they?
And that is 11:32 on the dot.
この先しばらく道があります。
Hello, Jezza. We've just boarded the bullet train in Kyoto.
I still had all of Japan to cross, in a car which is limited by Japanese law to 112 miles an hour. They, meanwhile, were now steaming towards Tokyo at 200 miles an hour.
Look, how clever is Daxon? We're going faster.
But God, the average delay on the Tokaido Shinkansen 2 years ago, that's the one we're on, 6 seconds.
6 seconds?
They're electric, obviously, the trains, but they actually have a motor in every single carriage rather than just power cars, to keep the weight distribution even, because that reduces wear on the rails. Okay, there are 3 names of bullet trains.
I think that's enough facts there.
Okay, Plemium.
プレミアム OK
Plemium. All the way up. And all as quickly as possible.
はいメーター OK 早くは OK
I have seen X Factor winners less cheerful than all petrol pump attendants are in Japan.
あ、大丈夫よ
Look at this. Brrr. How frightening is that? He can spot your beaver from about a mile away.
Good grief.
Show the viewers.
Well, look, that's where we got on, Kyoto.
Kyoto.
And we've been on for what? Well, minutes. And we're there. And we're going on to where Tokyo? There. So we've gone there to there in no time at all.
While the girl gave my GTR a 1,000-smile service, I went to buy some more dead fish.
HIV 陽性
HIV what?
I was loving Japan. I was loving the race. But weirdly, I was struggling to love the GTR.
It's not the gizmos that I find depressing, like I do in a Ferrari. I mean, they're wrong in a Ferrari, but this is a Nissan. You expect it to have yaw sensors and G sensors. It's Japanese, that's right. I just wish that at road speeds, it would occasionally put its hand down the front of my trousers and have a little rummage. It's almost like it finds a dual carriageway in Japan just a bit sort of easy.
Nevertheless, it was still a car, which means it would easily beat those 2 on their Victorian relic.
Come on, car, I need about 5% of your potential to beat these idiots.
And boy, did the car respond.
Hello?
Mate, can you hear me? I'm in Tokyo.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Don't believe you.
Well, unfortunately, mate, I am in Tokyo.
How the hell have you done that?
I'm driving a product of the 21st century, not something from the Middle Ages.
You got cut off.
They will be so depressed by that. Oh, it's the bullet train, because honest to God, they have been so cocky and confident that this time they were going to win. And they're not!
We were down, but not out, because we knew he was heading straight into the jaws of Tokyo's legendary traffic jams. So it's time taken in Tokyo now.
Yes, Tokyo is where the battle will be won or lost.
To like that car.
I don't like the way it looks. And on this sort of dual carriageway, it's a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit like a digital camera. You know, it's very clever. But
It's got no soul.
It's got no excitement, that's the problem. Anyway, look, we do have a full track test of this later in the series, and we'll be picking the film up later on. But now it's time to put some stars in our reasonably priced car. Here's the thing, OK? A lot of people say that female newsreaders are only chosen for the way they look, but plainly that isn't true, because my guest tonight, right pair of mingers. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiona Bruce and Kate Silverton! Not at all mingerous. Very well. Have a seat. I was looking forward to today.
Good. So were we. Yeah.
You've, of course, played on Top Gear before.
Yes.
You pushed me out of a lift. Do you remember in the Peel P50
Yes,
film?
and then you said something and I had no idea you were saying it.
Do you know, a lot of people thought I said you had a nice bottom.
What? Hang on.
And you'd be right. And you'd be right, wouldn't we?
I said that Oxford-educated newsreaders wearing cotton.
Jeremy, stand up. Let's have a look at your backside.
It's got a thing in
everybody,
it.
what do we think? Facing this way. Needs a bit of work, I
What am I
think.
being smacked by a... It's like being Max Mosley. Now, I've been hearing from the Stig. He says that you are one of the most talented people we've ever had round the track.
Are you looking at me?
Seriously, yes, you. And you're one of the most stubborn.
I don't like being told what to do.
No, he said that. He said, when he said turn left and you turned right and said it's the same thing.
Yeah.
On the track, it sort of isn't.
But Jeremy kept bossing me around. I hate that.
I liked it.
So you had fun, because the only job I can think of that is more fun than this one, to be honest, is reading the news.
Really?
Oh, God, it'd be fantastic. I'd love to read the news.
Do you think anyone would believe you, Jeremy? That's the thing.
You'd never be allowed to, more to the point.
No, it'd be great, because you sit in the studio, warm, read stuff out, lesbians come. Do you remember that?
Yes. The lesbians came in and they chained themselves to the desk.
No, because we've been waiting for 6 years for lesbians to come and chain themselves to things.
Is that your dream?
Oh.
We had one guy came in, I don't know if you were there, one guy came in and he was so cross about something, probably, I don't know, about the way we were presenting or something, that he broke into the BBC and got one of the printers and hurled it through a glass partition as he tried to make his way into the gallery. So that was quite exciting.
Things do tend to happen, or your co-presenter lets your chair down mid-link. That happens to me a lot.
We couldn't do that with Richard Hammond. He'd disappear out of view completely. Now, you wanted to be a journalist, didn't you, from a young age?
Yeah.
Because your heroes were...
Oh, well, I've always been a bit adventurous, so Ranulph Fiennes was a big hero of mine, and then I saw the film Under Fire about Nicaragua, and I thought being a war correspondent would be the thing to do. And, yeah, I kind of got slightly satiated when I went to Iraq last year.
You get shot at?
Got mortared and died for cover on air. Typical BBC. Cut. There's me in the middle of the screen with my two soldiers that I was interviewing. Mortars started dropping. Soldiers, yeah, mortar! Sophie Ray was on the other line going, what the hell are you doing? We're still live. She comes back into vision and says, we'll be back with Kate as soon as we can.
And now you're about to go off and do the Antiques Roadshow, which I'm really quite angry about that, because it's the job I most wanted to have.
Is it?
Oh, Antiques Roadshow.
I mean, it is a fantastic job. I love it. But why would you want to do it?
I love all the detail and that getting in there. You could tell it wasn't made in 1643 in Stoke. But the best thing, the absolute best thing, is when they come along. How much do you think it's worth? Oh, £200. No, I'm afraid it's worthless.
Then they say, well, if you'd kept it in the original box,
That's...
it would have been worth £10,000. But sadly...
My favourite one I ever saw on the Antiques Roadshow was some woman brought along this bowl with a lid on it, and she'd sellotape the lid down. And so when they take the sellotape off, it was all yellow. And they said, you know, if that had been in its original condition, it would have been worth £1,000. But because of something you've done, it's worth about threatens hate. I laughed like a drain for weeks. Now, I want to talk about cars for me. Kate. Early cars? Anything good? Anything embarrassing?
I had a lovely early car. I inherited it from my sister. She paid £75 for it.
I bet it wasn't lovely.
It was a Citroen Diane.
I was
red.
right.
Red. She painted black dots all over it, so it was a ladybird, and then I put stickers all over it.
What, to hold it together?
Yeah. I loved it. I learned everything about the car because there was so little that could go wrong with it. You could mend it with an elastic band. And
can you mend cars?
Yeah, my dad was a London cabbie and insisted that having 3 girls, that he wasn't going to have girly girls. Well, at least not with me. So I would be changing tyres in the middle of the forest if we broke down or whatever.
Why were you in the middle of a forest when you broke down?
That was always my route home from the pub with all my friends in the car.
Epping Forest? Because you weren't an Essex girl.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's okay. And your cars then?
I got a Citroen
Which
C4
one?
Picasso. It's great.
You didn't buy a Picasso.
It's really good. I love it. You don't have to switch the headlights on, it does it for you. You don't even have to put the handbrake on, it does it for you.
It's hurting you, Jeremy.
Totally my type of driving.
It's a hateful car!
It's not, it's brilliant!
It's not!
I can't believe how rude you are about my car. It's so rude about my car. Isn't he rude? Yeah. Exactly.
Is the Picasso terrible?
Come on!
OK, now, we must get on to your laps.
Oh, God.
The weather wasn't good. It was extremely...
Aquaplaned round, actually.
The Stig was nice, was he?
Yeah, it was
Very
very
nice.
nice, yeah.
He really genuinely is impressed with... Because I think the follow-through, he says you did it flat out in 4th gear. Did you do it?
What do you mean the follow-through?
The one... It's a very fast... It's what you do if you
It
go
was
it
that-
through it flat out in 4th gear, is
Yeah.
why it's called... In the pouring rain...
Well, it was only because I think he must have been kidding, but I thought, well, if the Stigs... He said to me, go flat out.
He
I want
was
you in
kidding.
4th go-round. When I came out and I said, I did it, he went, you're kidding.
No, he wanted to
Yeah.
give you the kiss of life if something went wrong. Now, I have no idea whose lap is lined up to go first of
Okay.
all. Shall we have a look, everybody? Let's play the tapes. Who's that in there? It's a good vigorous... I think it's you, Kate. I think it's you. No, it isn't.
Oh, that was first gear! Let me see! Oh my God, that was hopeless.
That was, well, we've got the gears all sorted out. Here we are, first corner. That's lovely. Smooth steering.
No, it's getting wildly. Woo!
All right.
This is so much more fun than a school run.
It is. That's...
It looks so slow.
No, I know, but trust me, it isn't. That's very tight.
God, I need a boat, not a car.
Right, coming up to the hammerhead. Are we going outside the line? Yeah, we want to watch this. Eagle-eyed viewers will report you for crossing the white line there.
Fourth gear.
Right, fourth
Don't
gear.
break into the corner, just go for it.
You did it as well. That's the follow thing.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I did that in fourth gear, yeah.
What, flat out?
Yeah.
I'm startled. And that's beautiful line through there. You've been modest.
Oh,
That's on the grass.
Oh, God.
And here we go into the last corner, and that into Gambon, that's brilliant. God, that's fantastic. What are you on about? That's very good.
I haven't even changed the gears properly.
No, but it didn't tell me.
That looked really fast.
That was really fast. Shall we have a look at Kate's now, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, OK, play the tape.
Oh, God. Ooh, look at that.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm officially in charge of a car on my own.
Really?
Like this.
That's an alarming thing to say. Into the first corner. It's a mouse! Come on.
Foot is right, Dan. Sorry.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know who I'm apologising to, but I'm a newsreader. I shouldn't be swearing.
No. Save it for when Gordon Brown comes on the telly next time. Right, here we go. That's very smooth through there.
Good, Kate, really
Slightly
good.
less
For you,
exuberant.
Stick, I'm going to go in for flat out round the corner.
This is very brave. What's happening here?
Oh, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, you don't say. And again, that was very
That's
smooth
good.
through there, just cutting the corner nicely round. Your tyre squeal in that water. Right. So, Fiona, I've got yours here.
Okay.
Where do you reckon?
Definitely going to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
No, you're not at the bottom. You did it in 1 minute, which means you're not at the bottom.
Oh, God, yes.
57.4. And that is hugely quick out there. I reckon you could probably take 7 or 8 seconds off that because of that.
Oh, well, bung it up then. Go on.
I can't bung it up. That's the time you did it in. Unfortunately. Now, Kate,
I think I'm bottom then.
No, you're definitely faster than me.
you reckon?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
No, I think it's bottom. I'm
1 minute, so not bottom.
Okay.
54.7.
Yeah.
That is seriously quick. 44.7 is there. I'm a bit innumerate. If you take 7 or 8 seconds off that, you'd be up with the Trevor Reeves and the Gordon Ramsays.
Yeah.
Stig was
I think you
impressed.
should stick it out then, definitely.
Communicate. speaking.
And on that bombshell, it's probably time to end. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiona Brooks and Kate Robertson.
Right, tonight we're having a race across Japan. It's between Jeremy in the new GTR, which is billed as a sort of spaceship, but which we think is just a Datsun, and us on brilliant Japanese public transport.
Yes, and it is just across Japan, from here, across Tokyo Bay, and then up a mountain to the finish line, where there's a Buddha to road safety.
Now, when we left the action, Jeremy had just entered Tokyo, which is the most jammed-up city in the world, and we were on the brilliant bullet train doing 200 miles an hour here.
So, the car was ahead. But to maintain that lead, I was going to be relying heavily on my Japanese girlfriend, Amy.
まもなく右方向銀座方面です。
Trouble with Tokyo is it is about 50 miles from one side to the other.
およそ9キロ先分岐を。
I was braced for the Tuesday afternoon traffic that lay ahead. If it was really bad, all of Bill Oddie's speeding tickets would have been for nothing.
Well, I thought he'd still be about here.
We're still in it. We were now arriving at Shin-Yokohama Station on the edge of Tokyo, and the next part of the journey for us was critical. Jeremy could plough straight through the middle of the city to get to the bay, But we had to catch 2 more trains and a bus to reach the ferry terminal. We couldn't afford a single slip.
Transfer subway.
Right port, yes.
およそ10キロ先、分岐を右方向です。
Amy and I were now in the middle of Tokyo. And despite James's claims that we'd be stuck in traffic for a week, the simple fact is this. There wasn't any.
James, it'll be all traffic. It's the worst traffic in the world. You won't be moving.
Look at it!
We had less than 10 minutes to catch our next connection. That's the subway.
Tokyo's not a city, it's a racetrack.
Oh, that's no good.
Do we have to have another ticket?
I don't know. Can we ask? Everyone.
What's the name of the boat where we get off?
Honestly, I didn't think I was going to do this one. I didn't think I was going to win it.
Yeah, but that's obviously the fare. Look, it gets bigger as you go further away
Oh, how
from
much
us.
do we need?
Bullet train.
Right, I think it was this way.
Go. We were in such a rush, we boarded the tube train, not knowing if it was going in the right direction. This is the Yokohama City subway, but does it
Oh, no,
to
wait.
Yokohama?
Yokohama, number 20. It's 4 stops.
So if this flashes 23 now, that's the next stop. We're going in the right direction. If it says 25,
Exactly.
we've got to jump off.
23. Yes.
I didn't panic.
This is what comes from not having a congestion charge.
We were now at yet another station, looking for the train to Kurihama.
Kurihama?
Kurihama?
I was so confident that when I did occasionally get stuck at the lights, I broke out some of the Japanese toys the office had provided.
It's an air guitar. It's May, or Hammond. Hello?
Jeremy.
Hammond, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I am in Tokyo, and I'm going brilliantly well. I shall look on my sat-nav.
How fast are you going?
Oh, my God.
What?
I've turned the sat-nav off.
Why did you do that?
I just wanted to look where I was, because it comes up on the phone thing when you're on.
Well, I can tell you exactly where you are now you've turned your sat-nav off. Lost. Bye.
With all the sat-nav's controls in Japanese, I had no clue how to get it back on again.
Oh, this is just... I'm going to have to...
This was a good moment. We had successfully caught the last of our 4 trains and would be at the finish line in 2 hours. Meanwhile, Jeremy, for the first time, was in trouble.
No. Right, there's a plane coming into land there. That must mean Narita Airport's over there. So I just asked for the wine list. That's not right.
Amazingly, I found a policeman who spoke English. Sort of.
This tunnel.
This road return 1, 2, 3, 4 signal and
So 4 signals.
4 maybe.
Maybe.
As our train waited in a station, I went to try my luck with one of the onboard drinks machines. Then James rang. Hello? Yeah, I will do. I haven't found a vending machine yet, but as soon as I find one, I will. Yeah, but we're not moving. Well, not now, we're not. What do you mean we are? No, we're not. Well, mate, I'm not on the... How can I not...
It's in gear position, braking, acceleration. Hello?
James.
No, it's not James, it's me. Why would James be ringing you up?
Because there's... something peculiar has happened. We're not on the same train.
What?
Hello? We're not on the same train. The train stopped in a station. I was walking along it to try and find some drinks from a machine, and then James had moved off. He was in the front of the train. It split. So he's going somewhere, I don't know where yet. I stopped in the station, then I got off my train to see what had happened, and then my train left. So if that was the right train, I'm not on it. If it wasn't the right train, well, One of us is on the right train, one of us isn't.
All right, well, if it's any consolation, mate, I've just arrived at a dead end. I've got to ring James, I'm sorry. I might just go for a cup of coffee on this basis.
I was now all alone with just a Blair Witch handicap.
Hello viewers, Jezza has obviously spoken to Hammond because Jezza has just rung me up to gloat.
Kurihama?
Kurihama?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, moment please, calm down.
Kurihama. Stomy, your master got me on the right train, and I called James. But my train was 15 minutes behind James's, so I'd had less than 2 minutes to catch the bus. You're gonna have to hold it.
Just run like hell for the bus, because if we miss the bus, we're stuffed.
Amy's back! Amy's back! Amy's back on my screen! I pushed everything, she's back!
And not before time. Being lost had cost me 45 minutes. The lead I'd built up had been wiped out.
Show me some of your muscles, car. Show me your muscles.
That says, do you know, my friend? I mean, can you wait, please?
I was now off the train and hoping to God James had held the bus. Buses, should be buses. There's no buses.
I was now heading for the tunnel under the bay in a big hurry. And for the first time, the GTR was starting to come alive.
It's when you put your foot down like that, you just get the vaguest whiff that this car can go round the Nürburgring in 7 minutes, 29 seconds. That's faster than a McLaren Mercedes. It's faster than a 911 Turbo. Hello? Mate?
I'm with my old mate, Richard Hammond.
Oh, great.
Mate, they're getting cross because you're using a mobile.
Hello?
We're in trouble now for talking on a phone on the bus. Just wants to talk to you.
Hi.
Do you know what time you're actually getting on that ferry?
25 past. It leaves. We're getting on it at about 22 minutes past. All of us were now minutes from the bay. Is that bell back?
This is really close now.
Still in the bosom of Japanese public transport, we knew for sure we'd arrive at the finish line in 55 minutes. All we could do was hope Jeremy's life would be less predictable. It depends on the terrain, whether it's small roads, whether it's busy, whether there's a speed limit, whether it gets lost.
Small roads? No, not really. As the immense bridge ended, I knew it would all be down to the final charge up the mountain.
Frankly, what I'm going to need to win this now is a divine wind, and I've got just the thing. I'm ready! Here we go!
I knew they'd be at the finish line at 4:25 precisely.
Arrival time, 4:31. That's 6 minutes after then. Gearbox in race, that speeds up the change time. I'm going to put the suspension in race, that firms it right up. Then I'm going to put the traction control in race. That lets me have some slip.
Bang on time, the ferry docked a full mile from the cable car. But we had no intention of walking.
Got no time to slow down for these barriers. No! Bloody hell. You've been Wimbledon with barriers like that on the end of your arm.
Ahead of me lay the mountain road. GTR country.
Oh my God. Just now, it's all coming together. It's all just becoming a GTR. Hello?
Jeremy!
Yeah, where are you?
We are disembarking now.
This is so damn close.
I can't work it out, but he is very close.
I've now got it down to 4:27.
Ready?
Yes?
Let's do it.
Right.
This is the clash of the Titans now. It's going down to the wire again. Oh, no, 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 no. I wish you could feel my heart rate now. I really wish you could feel what's going on here.
Come, that's the bed.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Come on, baby.
I was now giving it everything.
So at the top here, there is a Buddha to road safety. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we got there and Jeremy's GTR was buried in the middle?
Watch this, I'm here. Oh dear, bang.
Thank you. This way.
Finally, I made it to the Buddha's car park.
Victory is mine!
But that wasn't the finishing line.
Go where? Where?
Run. Come on, go. Leave it. That's not a temple.
We were now converging on the Buddha up 2 different paths.
Are you sure we haven't overshot it?
Come on. No.
Please, God, don't let them be here. They aren't here. Can't just beat the bullet train.
That's Buddha. This is the Buddha's road safety.
We've done the 9th and the 10th century. This wall was 12th century. So you remember from the lecture I was giving you... Hi, guys. Just interesting how this is a different century to that we've just been learning. We've had a lecture.
Yeah.
You ran up there as well?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
How long have you been here?
Really not long. Genuinely. Honestly. 3 minutes, 12 seconds. That is so close.
Thanks, Buddha. You looked after him. Disappointed. Wait for it.
Yours.
Which is Japanese for o'clock.
We do arrange those races so that we know they're going to be close, but even so...
It really was. That was astonishing. Anyway, there's not much else to say really now, except thank you, Tokyo. Thank you for being empty, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care. Good night!
And James May joins Simon Mayo tomorrow to talk about Top Gear on BBC Radio 5 Live from 1 o'clock. Listen on digital TV or digital radio. Next on BBC 2, Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman on their first epic road trip. A double bill of the long way round.